So, Dinah.
Yeah.
I've got it right.
You got it right.
I'm with a beautiful, breaking the stereotype mother at the moment. And her name is Dinah. She is the CEO of Mothers of Men.
Yeah.
She obviously is a mother.
Yeah.
She's broken the stereotype, and she's got a lot to say. So, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I want you to tell us a bit about yourself, because I know, but obviously the public do not know. So tell us a bit about yourself.
What can I say about me? So my name is Dinah. Dinah Knox-Hooke. I'm a mother to an 11-year-old boy called Jade. Single mother at that, but as you said, breaking the stereotype. It's not been easy being a single mother, raising him by myself. We've gone through a lot of challenges. At times, I doubted my ability to be a mother. At times, in the beginning, if I'm honest, I didn't want to be a mum. But I guess an abortion wasn't an option. But it wasn't a role that I eased into. You know, you've got some people, they're just naturally nurturing, and they're just, you know, one of their things, when I grow up I want to be a mum, and my thing wasn't when I grow up I want to be a mum. I was, when I grow up I want shoes and bags, and I want to go out and earn money and just do what I want. So when I was, I guess, in the predicament of I'm about to be a mum, it wasn't something that I was excited about while it was happening.
I like the way that you're real about that, because I think a lot of people try and, you know, put up this facade and be like, oh, it's perfect, I'm ready, and in reality, not everyone is set up to, not everyone's maternal at the start, you know, and for a lot of people it grows on them, you know.
Yeah,
so
I think there's no manual to being a parent, and everybody is different. Each individual person, their experience is different, so what works for me may not work for you. You know, so I think there isn't anyone out there in the world that could actually be like, you know, do it this way, because I know it works. But yeah, I just think I'm an honest person, and I like to keep it real, and we're at a better place now, but in the beginning it was very, very hard. There was resentment there. I found it hard to bond with him. I felt rejected by his dad, so because he was, you know, a reminder of his dad, it was a constant reminder of that pain, that hurt, that this person's left us. My son had a need that I wasn't able to meet, and it took me a while to kind of get to a place where, okay, you know what, I'm gonna actually embrace this with two hands. When I say to people, my son's 11 and I've only honestly just started to bond with him, and they're like, what? But how is that possible? It's possible. I found it hard to hug him. I found it hard to just sit with him and be with him. I found it hard to walk down the street and hold his hand, and it just felt really foreign to me. It just felt really uncomfortable, because we didn't have that bond. It's almost like we was just coexisting in this house. Someone's given me a child and said, okay, you have to look after this baby. So I love him. I loved him. I'd do anything for my son. But there was just something missing.
Can I ask why? What was it that made you feel that way? You know,
that
why?
Made me feel that resentment.
Yeah, and rejection, and feel like you couldn't, you know, embrace him fully, like, and be affectionate.
I think growing up, I didn't grow up in an affectionate household. So I think it was the same thing with my parents. So it's not that they didn't love us. It's that there just wasn't that affection there. There wasn't that, oh, come and give me a hug, and we're sitting down and hugging. It just wasn't there. So you kind of go by what you've been shown and what you've been taught. So if I've not grown up with it, when I'm now in the position to be mothering my own child, I can't give him something that I don't have.
Yeah.
So I can't be hugging him and loving him and doing because it feels foreign to me. So even though he's my child, he wants something from me that I didn't have for myself. So I guess it's trying to learn how to be affectionate, how to be loving, how to, do you know what I mean? How to do all of those type of things with this person. And I think it's only when I started to see that he was then in turn doing it back that it was like, okay, do you know what? Something's got to change. You know, my mum might say to me, "Oh, Jade, come give me a hug," and he'd give her like a very stiff hug. Aww. Or rather say, "Jade, give me a kiss," and he'd give me his cheek, like, and it was very awkward and stiff with it. And I just saw a mini version of me. I saw another child again that, yes, he's loved, but he's not. You can feel something but not exactly know it, or you haven't heard it. You know, I say to people that I know that my dad loves me, but I've never actually heard him say it. So it's knowing something and actually hearing it as well.
Exactly.
So I think, yes, I love my son, but I wasn't showing him it in the physical by hugging and, you know, doing all of those motherly things. I wasn't showing it to him, and it's only when I saw that he wasn't able to do it with other people, like his grandma and his cousins and stuff, that it was like, okay, something's got to give now, because this cycle, this chain, it has to be broken. You know, it stemmed down from my parents, so I'm thinking maybe their parents was like that. So it probably goes a long way back, and it just got to the point where I can't allow it to go on any further. So we're gonna fight through this, and it took counselling and bonding exercises. It wasn't an overnight thing. It took work.
My question to you is, do you think that things would be slightly different if his father was around?
I don't know. Because I think that although there was some rejection because his dad wasn't there, I can't put it all on his dad. Some of it was me. Some of it was a lack of knowledge and a lack of affection from my own parents. So I've got to a point now where I don't want to blame everything on his dad, because I think that's easy. That's a cop out. I need to take responsibility for the things that I was doing, and I wasn't able to bond with my child, not necessarily because his dad wasn't there, but because of, I guess, things that happened to me when I was growing up
personally. So
I can't say that yes it would be different or no it wouldn't be different. It's just, I guess we don't know.
Yeah,
really.
No, it's true, and it's nice that you are so honest, because you know when you think of single parent families, you think straight away that, oh well, it would be different, but actually we forget about the issues that we are dealing with, and we tend to just obviously not you, but in general, mothers tend to just blame because they are in this position, when actually you can do something about it yourself as an individual. So yeah, that's really true. How has motherhood changed you as a person?
I guess it's forced me to grow up, but only now. Really, I think, again, in the early stages of being a mum, I still very much wanted to do what I wanted to do. So, you know, I said at the event on the weekends, I'd openly say I'm not a mum. You know, he would go with his grandparents or my sisters or, you know, a friend, because I was going out, I wanted to turn up. You know, on the weekend, I'm not a mum. So I think only now do I feel like I'm actually stepping into the right direction, or stepping into that calling as mother, that I'm embracing being a mother now. Before, I didn't enjoy it before, and I tried to do it without it changing me. So I still wanted to work full time, I still wanted to go out to parties, I still wanted to I still wanted to just be Dinah. And I think before I was very irresponsible. So, yeah.
Would you partly put that down to age?
Well, I was 23 when I had my son. So I wouldn't consider myself really to be a young mum.
Yeah.
I was working when I had him, so I wouldn't say that it was my age. I just think it was a place where I was in my life, and I was in a place where I just wanted to just be me. I left home when I was 18, not because I had to, because I just wanted to do my thing. So, you know, I left home, got my own hostel for, you know, I'm a big woman.
I had that same feeling.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm a big woman.
Just
so
that it happened to me quicker.
I'm going to go out there and I'm going to, you know, make my own money, and I'm going to live by myself. And I thought it was going to be easy. And it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think the age played
a big part
in it, because I think I know right from wrong. I know how I knew right from wrong, and I've said before, I knew who his dad was. I knew, you know, the red flags, like what they like to call it. I saw the signs, and I ignored it because I wanted what I wanted. So I don't think it was its age. I guess maybe naive. I thought I could change him. I thought maybe, you know, he's going to treat me different. I'm the one. Who knows? I don't know. I try not to question the past anymore. I just see everything that's happened is led to right now.
Yeah,
you know?
Very true. And let's talk about right now. Mothers of Men.
Yeah.
You are a founder of a fantastic organisation.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a bit about the moment when you said, I'm going to birth this idea?
It had been a really long time coming. I watched my son start to go through a transition of knowing who his dad is, but not having that relationship, but having that longing for him. And there was one occasion where he had, I guess, a bit of a breakdown. And to watch your child at that age have a breakdown but not want to speak to you, you can see that something's bothering him, and he refused to speak to me. I had to call one of my friends, one of my male friends, and he came round, and him and Jade, they went out and he spoke to him. And when he came back and told me a few of the things that Jade had said, and I was in shock, because he was about maybe 7 or 8, and to know that he's feeling the feelings of, why doesn't my dad love me, and is it something that I've done, but he can't come and speak to me about it, that really, really hurt. But then at the same time, it showed me that there's going to be things in life that my son's going to go through that I can't relate to, that I'm not going to have the answers for, that he may just not want to tell me because I'm his mum. So I then started to look for mentors for him. Called a few organisations, and the first thing that some of them said was, is your son registered with social services?
Wow. Or
does he have behavioural needs, you know, and any records of antisocial behaviour? And I was like, what? So that scared me, because I was thinking, well, I don't want to wait for him to get to a point where he has these issues to seek help. But at the same time, you're asking me, is he with social services? And I wasn't saying to them that I can't cope.
Yeah.
Are they going to think that I can't cope?
Yes.
So that then kind of made me pull back a bit. But at the same time, it was like, do you know what? If I can't find somewhere that's going to cater to the needs of my son, and I guess and myself as well, because it wasn't just him, there was things that I wanted to talk about, there was support that I needed as a single mum, and I thought that if I can't find somewhere that's gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it myself. So that's the idea kind of dropped in, and I would talk to people about it and tell family and friends, but I still wasn't doing anything out of fear of, I guess, that rejection again, that, you know, no one's gonna take it seriously. And then I took a redundancy in July 2016. I took my redundancy from work, and it was literally like, you know what, we've got to do this. We've got to start making the steps to do this. It's kind of like it's a now or never thing. But at the same time, I was still scared, really scared. And then I started a personal development program. They're called You Make It, and they work with women.
I know Roxy.
Oh, do you know her?
I know Roxy.
So I was on their program.
Amazing lady.
It basically helped me to step out of that bubble that I had, you know, put myself in. It helped me to let go of the fear. you know, all the things that I had told myself that I can't do, that it really encouraged me. So through doing that, you know, I got to do a pitch for Mothers of Men, and I won the pitch, and I was just thought, you know what, I can actually do this. And from then I just started to take little steps. You know, doing the event was the first big thing that I've done, where I've kind of came out and said, you know what, Mothers of Men is here. And this is what we want to do. So there's still a long way to go, but I feel like I've taken the first step of actually saying, do you know what, I'm here, and single mothers, you know, we're going to do this. You know, we're going to support each other, because I think that's what it is. We need to support each other. We tend to go through things on our own, or we feel like people don't understand, or they can't relate to us, so we keep it to ourselves.
And I say this all the time, like, I feel even, obviously, the majority of single mothers, but even mothers who are with their partners or married, we don't realise that being a parent is actually a very lonely experience, because it's your own experience. And not everyone has the same experience with their children, you know, and it's nice to know when you share your experiences, then you're able to find out more about, okay, this person's going through a similar thing, and this is how they coped, you know. So yeah, it's very true. So I have another question. I'm a single mother. I contact you for your services. What am I going to get? I've got a son, you know, who's, you know, having similar issues like how your son was, what was happening to your son. What is the type of benefits I will get from being with Mothers of Men?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about, I guess, where we're going in the future, because obviously following on from the event, we're now in the process of setting up programs and support groups and getting on volunteers and things like that. So future-wise, coming on board with Mothers of Men, you can get help with counselling, you can get mentorship, not just for your son, for yourself as well, bonding groups, bonding exercises. There's just going to be lots of mother and son things for you to kind of really just embrace that relationship that you have with your son. I think for a long time, and I try not to speak for other mothers, so I'm going to speak for myself, but for a long time with Jade's dad, I'm focused on being a mum, but I'm focused on him. So what is he doing, where is he, why hasn't he come to see Jade? And all of that focusing created such a negative space in my head that there wasn't enough space to think on the positive things, and it became a distraction. And I think the more I was focusing on him and what he was doing and why he wasn't around, is the more that I resented the fact that I'm left here with my child. So I think one of the things that I want to encourage mothers to do is, I know it's hard that he's not there, and I don't like to always say it's because he's left. You know, women are made single parents for all various reasons. You know, incarceration, death, dad's walked out. Unfortunately, some mothers take it upon themselves to say, do you know what, you can't be in your child's life because you and their relationship's broken down. So it's not always daddy's left. But I think what I'd like to encourage mothers to do is to really embrace that relationship that they have with their son. Stop focusing on, you know, dad that's not there, and focus on what is there. Focus on your child, because as a mother for myself, my aim is to make sure that my son does not become his father, that he doesn't bring me home in 20 years time. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, then you're almost
very deep,
creating another version of what you've been through. So for me, it's that I need to be the best mother, the best woman that I could be, to show my son that when you grow up, this is, I guess, a version of what you should go out there and strive to have, if not better. You know, I always tell my son, you know, don't be like me, be better. You know, sometimes he'll say, oh mum, but you did it. It doesn't matter what I did. Be better than me. You know, so my goal in life is so that he doesn't have to go through the things that I've been through, the rejection, the loneliness, the resentment, the broken down relationships, you know, a single parent household. I don't want that for my son. So if I can encourage other women as well, that, you know, it starts with us. Let's stop thinking about the dads, but it starts with us. Then that's a good starting ground for me, and that's, I guess, one of the main goals.
That's beautifully said. Beautifully said. and you know what, like, it is so true. And that's what I was saying to you before, what I got from your event, because I attended and I absolutely loved it. It was a fantastic event. It was absolutely amazing. And I went, you know, just, not that I went, obviously I knew it was going to be a good event, but I didn't go with any expectations. I just went like, okay, I'm going to go, I'm going to enjoy myself, I'm going to meet Dinah, and, you know, just enjoy the day. But actually I left feeling empowered, and just like what you're saying, I actually left feeling more like I should focus on the relationship between me and my son, as opposed to the broken down relationship between him and his father. Because at the end of the day, you know, I can't fix that. Exactly. And that's just the truth. I can't. You can't. You know, the dad has to fix it, not me. But, and it's so true, like, what are we doing as mothers and as sole carers of these young boys who are turning into men? What are we doing as examples, you know? And it's just, that's why I said it was beautifully said what you just said, because we have to be the best example of what a woman is, and how you should treat a woman, and, you know, the type of women you bring home. And that's why I think it's also powerful. I'm going on here because what you said was really good. Very passionate. Because you said you don't want him to bring home the woman. Me home. The past you, not the you now. You know, and that's just amazing.
But that's something that I had to ask myself, and I think again, you have to get into a place of acceptance and accepting, this is who I am, this is what I've done, this is where I am now, this is where I want to go in the future. And I've asked that question to a few people, you know, if your son brought you home in 20 years, would you be happy? Or if your daughter grew up and she was just like you, would you be happy? And it's not maybe I'd take those parts of myself and it's a straight yes or no answer.
Yes.
And when I've asked some people, I had asked a friend once, and it caused a lot of friction in our relationship, because it's a tough question, and it's a question that makes you evaluate yourself. And if I'm not good enough for my child to bring home, or I'm not good enough for my daughter to be, then what am I doing?
It's so true, and it's so true, and it's deep, because I know if I saw me and if I saw me and my son brought home me, I'd be like, who is this girl who's just always smiling and not serious? That's honestly, honest to God, that's how I would feel. I'd be like, no, please, no. But then at the same time, like I know, there's progression, and you know, through life you learn, and you learn from your mistakes, you know. So it's so true. So my question to you is, you know, what was your stereotype, and how have you broken it?
I was just a mess. Like, there was a lot of hurt, there was a lot of pain, there was a lot of searching, but it was searching in all the wrong places. I was needy, I was vulnerable, I was insecure. But it was layers and layers and layers, and it had stemmed from years and years and years ago. I think, like, right down to childhood. So again, when you don't have a positive version of something to kind of place this is what I want in a guy, you're just out there searching. So I know my dad, we don't have the best relationship, but he's around. But growing up, he was in and out of the house. We didn't have that father and daughter relationship. You know, they kind of say your dad's like meant to be your first love, or that first version of a man. And the version that he showed us I took bits and pieces from my mum and dad's relationship, and I thought, okay, well, that part there was okay, I can tolerate that. No, I'm going to leave that part there. That part there's not too bad, I can work with that. But all the parts that I said, okay, I can handle, were all still negative parts. So every guy that I kind of came into contact with had little bits of my dad in him, and I guess I just always felt that I could fix them. And in me trying to fix them, I was breaking myself even more, because as I'm helping to fix them up, they're just moving further and further away from me. So then you find that you're chasing after them, and I became needy. And I can see that now for a guy, especially if you're not fully invested in that woman, it can become stressful. Even though every single tear, every bit of heartache, everything, I now see that God is using it all for his glory. Like, when you can just, from my very first memory of life, I can see that everything that has happened, God is using it for his glory. The enemy had some plans to try and, break me. At one point I thought I was going crazy. There was one point I was going through depression. So there's a lot of things that was thrown at me, and the enemy tried to just really just be like, no, not this one. We're going to throw this and we're going to throw that. But every single thing, God has been like, no. And he's kept me, and he's dusted me off, and he's put my crown on my head, and he's shined it up, and he's like, go on, daughter, you go. And I think, how can I not share me and what I've been through and what God's done? How can I not share it? How can I keep it for myself? And that's why Mothers of Men, it's no longer about me. It's no longer about me and Jake. It's about all those other women that haven't got to this point now. So it's like, if I don't do it, then what happens to everybody else? Because I've got to a place now where I guess, I'm not perfect, and me and my son's relationship isn't perfect, but we're in a very good place. So I could easily be like, oh, well, me and Jade are fine, so, I don't need to do this, and I can go and find a nice little job somewhere and just, live life. But it's not about me. And when you've been given an assignment, it's you have to do it. It's bigger than me, and I think that's why it scares me, because it's so much bigger than me, and it's like, little old me, how am I going to do this? But he's made a way.
So even like just going on talking about being a mother that has broken the stereotype, being a single mother, like, what is your advice to like single mothers out there who want to start their own organisation, or who want to start their own businesses and stuff? What is your advice?
I think I wouldn't say this in a way where it's advice, because you can't tell people that their dream is not their dream. Do you get what I mean? I think for me, it's how is it going to make a change in somebody else's life? So if you're doing something solely for how it makes you feel, then is it the right thing?
Of course,
if you're in something solely for finance, the money that you're going to get from it, then, do you know what I mean? I just think when we do things, we should start to think about how is it going to affect somebody else, or how can somebody else benefit from it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How can it make a difference? How can I leave an impact? Because once we're gone, I'd like to still be remembered.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd still like people to be like, oh, do you remember, that time when Dinah and she done this? Do you know what I mean? So it's just like,
The legacy.
I just think when we're doing things, I don't want to be broke. I want to have money. I like nice things. But at the same time, I'm not in it for the money, and I'm not in it for self-gratification. I'm not in it for the praise, any of that kind of stuff. I'm in it to help other women, to help other children. I'm in it to, I guess, break the stereotype of what a single mother is, what they believe your son's going to grow up to be. That's what I'm in it for.
Yes, so true.
So I think for a mother out there that wants to start up something, just search a little bit deeper and just ask yourself, who's going to benefit from this? And if it's just all about me, then I don't know. Maybe have a little rethink, because there's no I in team.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's true. Of course. Oh gosh, some powerful words. We're gonna wrap up. I know, like, there's so many questions that I have, but because of time. But where do you see Mothers of Men in the future?
So I see us being a established organisation. I see us having office space. I see us running successful counselling sessions, and I see us running successful bonding workshops and programmes. I see us having hundreds of success stories on mothers and sons whose lives we've changed. There's just so much that I want to do. Obviously, I want to put on more events, but I'm not about just doing events. And it's nice to get together and for us to put on an event and have people come and speak. But at the same time, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And if we just keep getting together and having these meetups and people are coming and we're talking, it's just like we're just a group of people with opinions. After a while, what are we doing to make a difference? So with Mothers of Men, my aim ultimately is to make a difference, is to change, the how people view single mothers raising sons, and to hopefully maybe encourage the dads that, I actually want to be a part of my child's life.
Yes.
I actually want to get involved. Yeah, I've been going through some things, but I actually want to make a difference. I want to flip things around, and I want to make an effort with my child. We're not about bashing dads. This is not what Mothers of Men is about. I've had people come and say, well, why do you need to do an organisation like this? And and I'm just like, I'm not here to bash you, to make you look bad. But we've got boys out there that have no father figures, that have no role models, and we want to change that. We've got broken women out here that are trying their best to raise their sons, but they've got their own issues, and they're just trying to get through life.
Yeah.
But they need support as well. So it's not about naming and shaming and making people look bad or feel bad. I could have set up a Facebook group to do that. I didn't need to do this. I could just do that. Send me your pictures of your dad, Name and Shame Wednesday. Or what, do you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to do this.
Oh gosh, imagine.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not about embarrassing anybody.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
and finally, before we get to where we can find you, is it available also to so if fathers want to get involved, could they get involved? And if people with daughters and no sons want to get involved, can they get involved? Like, how is there going to be a big restriction on it?
In the future there will be avenues for mothers and daughters and avenues for fathers and their children, but we have to start somewhere.
Yes.
And the place where we're going to start is single mothers raising sons, because that's something that I've been through, that's something that I can relate to. So I wouldn't say that I can't teach what I don't know, but at the same time, how do I really relate to that single mother raising a daughter if I'm not raising a daughter? Do you know what I mean? Because then for me, I just feel like I'm going to give you an opinion. I'm going to give you, well, if it was me in this situation, I would do X, Y, and Z. So in the future, yes, there is a lot of room for us to, branch out and work with mothers and daughters, and even just women in general. If we can prevent it from happening before baby's even here, then that's good as well. But I think for the time being, as we need to start somewhere, we're going to start with single mothers raising sons, because that's our boys are the next generation. That's the seed. So we need to protect them, we need to nurture them. They're kings. And I think that it's just needed, and I want to do something that makes us feel special.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I want to do. I think I want us to have something for ourselves, our own little community for now, our own little support network for now, and it's something that's for us. We're not there to judge each other. We're there to support each other and encourage each other, because we're all going through it together.
Yes.
So in the future we'll branch out, but to start off with, I'm about my single mothers and our boys.
Yes. And I'm with you. I am with you 100%.
Yeah.
So, Mothers of Men, where can we find you on social media and on the internet, basically?
So our website is www.mothersofmen.co.uk. Instagram is Mothers of Men. Facebook is Mothers of Men Raising Kings. Twitter is Mothers of Men _UK. I wasn't happy about the _UK, but someone took the name.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I have to follow you though, because I'm actually not following you on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I'm following you on Instagram.
Get on Twitter.
But I'm going to get on your Twitter and follow you. So everyone, please follow this lovely lady, Dinah. And what's your surname?
Knox-Hooke.
Knox-Hooke.
Yeah.
You did say.
It's a
it's
double barrel name.
Oh,
Yeah.
Knox-Hooke.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So no, honestly, thank you. Yet again, I'll keep saying. I think I've said this about 4 times now, but the event was truly amazing.
Thank you.
And the great thing is that I know there's many more to come. And if it was so powerful, the first event, imagine the second, third, fourth, and what the future's going to hold. It's just going to be impacting a generation, you know.
Definitely.
And you know, I know, like, we don't know each other, but I'm proud of you, like, from another single mother to another one. I don't know if that sounds, I'm making sense, but I'm just so proud. I love to see like another woman winning and doing well, and it's so inspiring and it's encouraging. So I just hope that, you know, however people choose to listen to this or read this, that they definitely, and I know they will definitely get something from you, because you're an inspiration to many. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you for
God
allowing
bless
me
you.
to, speak.
Yeah, of course, and God bless you. So thank you.